How's it, guys? Welcome back to the Rugby Connection podcast. No special guest this week. It's just me and Murray, so sorry about that. Talking about that, how are you, Murray?
I'm good, yeah. My voice still hasn't recovered. It's not coming back anytime soon.
Yeah,
But we
no,
move on with it. It's all good.
you're you're just living a good life right now.
Living a good
Nice for
life right now.
some.
How are you feeling?
So anyway, on to the rugby. Uh, No, obviously we had Buerta on last week, and hoping the Sharks would get the win against Connacht, and it didn't happen. And I was chatting to Buerta after the game, and himself and the rest of the team are gutted. Obviously, us as fans are gutted, but yeah, let's just got to keep trucking forward and hope we get a win sometime. But
So we start
yeah,
off with news.
do you want to start off with some news?
There's some big news, some big moves coming. Makes sevens a bit more interesting,
I
potentially.
was gonna say the seven scene is getting some superstars in the light of two countries' captains
Yes.
switching trade, and I'm assuming both aiming for the Olympics. But obviously, we're talking about Anton Dupont and Michael Hooper.
Yes.
Yeah, there's one there between the two of them that really excites me, which is obviously Anton Dupont. We'll get on to Michael Hooper in a minute, but uh, he actually came out. It was yesterday evening with a statement saying that his goal is to win gold at the Olympics.
Yes.
Um,
Sacrifices
he
will be
seems to be
made. I
taking it
was like,
serious. Yeah, he's sacrificing 15s. It doesn't look like there's going to be a Dupont at the Six Nations.
oh
It looks
no.
like we're going to have a Maxime Luku taking charge. But yeah, it's a pretty tasty prospect, Anton Dupont on the seven scene, isn't it?
It always happens though that, especially this year, because next summer is the Olympics.
Is the Olympics, yeah.
So, like, there's people going like, "Oh, but what about the actual sevens players?" It happens. It happens all the time. Sonny Bill Williams has done it. Randrandra's done it. Quade Cooper did it.
Karevi.
Harevi's done it. Yeah, it's just one of those things.
I'm saying that, how many sevens players come onto the 15 scene? You could say, oh, what about the 15s players? I mean, look at the Springbok setup. We got Quagga Smith, we
Yep.
got Kirtley Aronson, Ches and Colby. Before that, Brian Habana had his stint in the sevens and whatnot. So
But
it's
well, some
big
countries,
back and forth between.
yeah, some countries used to use it as like a development platform. John Owomu did it before he went to
Yeah,
15s. Rico Imani, Adi Savea, yeah, and now look
you
where they
know,
all are.
and you look onto the women's game as well. Ruby Tui.
Yep, Rona Lloyd, yeah,
There's, so it's pretty common. I mean, it's not unheard of, but
yeah,
I'm
no,
personally excited to see Font on the seven scene. I think it just suits his style of play. I think
mm,
it will give him freedom to play the game himself more than sort of being that general for the French 15s team. Maybe given an opportunity to sort of just score some tries himself. Not saying that I mean, he scores plenty himself in 15s, but yeah, Michael Hooper was an unexpected one, but I mean, he's always been on the smaller side for a loose forward. He's always been on probably more the agile side for a loose forward. Absolutely disgusting at the breakdown. A
mm.
lot of attributes that are key for sevens.
They are, but I don't know. It just kind of feels like Dupont's kind of went, yeah, sure, I'll go for an Olympic gold in my home country. Whereas it feels like Michael Hooper's done, this is my last crack.
Yeah, well, I feel like a lot of people, uh, myself included, feel like he was robbed of a World Cup by not being selected.
Mm.
Um, Obviously, he's getting on. He's not going to be around for long, and there's young players who have come in to that Wallabies 15 setup and have taken those starting jerseys. So, listen, if I were Michael, I'd probably think, why not? have a crack,
That's
see
it.
how it goes. And if you end your career at the Olympics, competing at the Olympics,
There you
that's
go.
that's not too bloody bad, is it?
To be fair, um, Rugby Australia, the sevens setup is probably the best setup that they've got.
The seven setup is amazing, especially their women's team is absolutely destructive. Their men's team as well have in recent history won a few series here and there. They in fact didn't they win? Um,
They won the World Series a few seasons ago, I
they did.
believe.
They won the World Series. Not I can't remember. Was it last year?
No, two. I want to say 2 seasons ago because I'm sure New
Two
Zealand,
seasons ago.
but
I feel
still
like it
very
was.
very recent. Just before we move on to what we normally cover, if you could, I imagine you'll be picking for Blitzblocker. If you could pick one from 15s to 7s, who are you picking?
One from 15s to sevens. I'd have to go probably for a Kane and Moody.
I was thinking kind of Moody. I like that.
Either a Kane and Moody, or I feel like a Jesse Creel could
Mm,
thrive in a seven
no,
setter.
I like
But
that.
I think Kane and Moody just
No.
perfect for sevens.
See, mine's is trickier because it's not Team Scotland for the Olympics, it's Team GB.
Team
I have three,
GB. So if
I have
you're
three
picking one
countries to pick
Scotsman,
from.
but you got to pick a Scotsman. Give me a
If I was to
Scotsman
pick a
to join Team
Scotsman,
GB.
if I was to pick a Scotsman, George Horn. I
You
think,
could, but the thing is, you could have a George Horn, you could have a Darcy Graham, you could have a Duan van der
yeah,
Merwe. Blair Kinghorn, I feel like
as
would be in his element.
GB, as British, I think Henry Arundel would be
Oh,
majestic.
disgusting. A shout for me would be a Jack Morgan.
Yeah, that's fair. It's gonna be interesting. I think there's gonna be a lot more names going across in chase of the Olympic dream. Which
And
you
I
know what,
think,
fair enough.
yeah, and I think that just makes it a bit more interesting. It will also, I think, grow sevens in terms of popularity. Not that it isn't popular already, but I
Hmm.
feel like a few more 15s fans will tune in to see what's this? Anton Dupont playing sevens? Let's have a look. So, you know, pretty good in that right.
Where do you want to start this week? Do you want to start with the Prem or the
We'll start with the
URC?
Premiership. I think we're both wearing Bath
Yeah.
jerseys this week. So we'll start in the Premiership on the Friday with Bath versus Bristol. And what a game. What a derby this was. 20 points to 19. Bath get another win. Absolutely running the league at the moment. Finn Russell again, absolutely crucial. Ollie Lawrence, obviously
Oh,
back
right.
in that Bath
Oh my
jersey,
God.
making it look easy. Um,
Well, and we've finally seen your trifecta that you've been wishing for. You got Finn, Cam Redpath, and Ollie Lawrence all on the same pitch at the one time, and Bristol just couldn't keep up. I know the scoreline was very tight at the end, but my God, like
Bears did open the score in Bradbury, and Sheedy obviously kicking the goal and whatnot. They kept themselves, came back in the second half, took the lead, and then Finn Russell decided that he wants to win the game and kicked a little 3-pointer, and that's all she wrote. But obviously, there was that Callum Sheedy missed penalty right at the end, which
it happens, it
heartbreaking,
happens.
but
It was
very
it was a
closely
special
competitive
weekend.
game. What's that?
It was a special weekend in the Prem because it was all
Yeah,
derbies. It was Derby weekend.
it was
But
Derby weekend. Yeah,
the next one I don't really consider a derby, in my opinion. I think it's a lazy derby.
It- well, I suppose it's just the two northern teams, isn't it?
Yeah, but like when they say Northern, I mean, one's in Manchester and one's in Newcastle. So fair
Yeah,
distance.
it's a
Anyway,
fair distance, but wasn't as close either.
no.
It's not as close in distance, and it wasn't as close in in score. Yeah,
No.
Sale Sharks 40 points, Newcastle Falcons 22. Yeah, just
Yeah,
absolutely running it. The Dupree brothers just having fun. Newcastle came back with a couple of tries early-ish in the second half. Looked like it was maybe going to be a closer game, and then once again, just those last 10 minutes, 2 tries in 3 minutes for Sale at the end, just blew out the scoreline with a yellow card for Newcastle as well. But yeah, not quite as close as some of the other derbies this weekend. Saturday's fixtures now another very close. Well, I say very close one. It wasn't very close. There was beyond a score, but it felt closer. Leicester Tigers versus Northampton Saints. I think this is my favorite derby. I think this is my favorite derby in the Premiership.
Probably the most historical one.
Probably, yeah. It. Just feels bigger than the rest. I don't know how. Bath Bristol is up there as well, but Andre Pollard, he come fresh out of World Cup and he said, "I've still got ice in my veins." He does miss one. He's not 100%, but every point scored for Leicester scored by a South African. So yeah, you can't go wrong with that. Jasper Wiese had a massive game. Van Veek getting his try as well, played very well. But I mean, Saints also, George Furbank, what a player he is, scores a try, converts himself. Matavesi as well, getting a sort of consolation try to make the scoreboard look a little bit better for Northampton at the end. But I enjoyed this game.
I got it wrong though. I did predict Northampton to win it, but oh well.
I think me and Borta backed. We weren't backing the Tigers. We were backing Jasper and Pollard, and it worked. So we'll take it.
The next game will just
disaster at the Stoop. 38-10 to the Saracens. They get a big win over the Harlequins in their own back garden. Yeah.
To be fair,
wow.
To be fair, friend of the show Andy Christie is having the time of his life right now. Like he's
running it.
To me, before the season started, he was like, if somebody was injured, he'd get into the Scotland team. I don't see why he's not in the Scotland team now. Do you know, like right now, he has to be in that mix. Has to be in that conversation. He is electric. He's versatile. He's strong. He's rapid for a back row.
I mean, it just didn't look good for Harlequins. 3 points only in the first half. Marcus Smith achieved a penalty after missing one, and then second half scoreless until big Andre Esterhazen decided to go over on the 73rd minute. Marcus converted that, but it was just absolute dominance. Owen Farrell running the game for Saracens. He did get absolutely flattened. That's becoming a bit of a theme. He seems to get flattened at least once in every game. But Saracens, as always, looking pretty dangerous.
Fair. The last game.
And then Murray, a good one for your boys. Good one for you. Another 1 pointer. This is why Derby weekend is so good. Exeter versus Gloucester, 25-24. Your young Chiefs getting another win, another good win, close one this time. Henry Slade.
The ball
ice in his veins as well, I guess.
The absolute bottle to go for you. To go for that kick and goal. Like, the thing is, right, when we got given the penalty, I'm sitting watching it and I'm like, we're going to kick for the corner and we're going to do the big driving maul that Exeter of old used to do. And Henry Slade just goes, kick it, go. I was like, pardon? But hey, it worked. It worked. It was great. We were doing well in the first half. We slipped off in the second. Gloucester then started getting momentum. Lewis Zammit was on the scoreboard.
Yeah, he was.
We dug down deep. We brought some experience off the bench. Stuart Townsend making his long-awaited return in Chiefs colours, getting a try, which we love. And then, like I've mentioned, Henry Slade. Henry Slade just going, I've got this, don't worry.
Yeah, it's he'll definitely be fighting for his English jersey again after not being in the setup.
I'm just saying right now, an on-form Farrell, Lawrence, Slade dynamic. I'm just putting it out there.
That's
That
what I'm
would be
thinking.
nice.
That's one thing. With Marchant going off to Paris, I think get him in
That's it.
next week. Next
Predictions
week,
already. Love
Friday,
it.
we've got Saints hosting the Quins.
Oh, I don't know because Quins were so poor this week, and Saints weren't poor, just not.
I've got to back the Saints for this one personally. I think at home, um, obviously losing a derby match, they're going to have a bit of a thirst for a win there. Back playing at home, the Quins off form at home. Are they going to travel well? No, I can only see it going one way and it being a Saints victory, to be honest.
You know what? Yeah, you've convinced me on that one. Yeah, we'll go Saints as
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
Dale hosting Bath.
I mean, our jerseys can tell who we have to predict.
Yeah, I'll be back in Bath for this one definitely. I mean, Sale at home is no easy task, but Sale have shown that they can fall short, and I think Bath have the tools to expose them. But yeah, I think it'll be a close one. I think it'll be a close
Oh,
one. I
absolutely.
think Bath will edge it.
I can see
So I'm
Bath
really
winning it
rooting for
by
Bath.
3-7
Yeah,
points.
so I can see a sort of 2 to 5 point margin in
Nice and
favor
tight.
of
I like that.
Bath.
I like that.
I'd like to see Bath win the Premiership. To be honest, that would be Bath or Leicester for me. Leicester, obviously, kind of the team I kind of support, but honestly, if Bath won it, I wouldn't really mind at all.
Yeah.
Battle of the Big Cats. Gloucester versus Leicester. Lions versus Tigers. Gloucester hosting. What are we
Okay.
thinking?
It's very hard to win at Kingsholm. They are a
It
very
is.
raucous bunch. So, and they were very close to getting a win last week. So I'll go Gloucester. I'll bet the cherry and whites.
I'll obviously play different there. I'll go Tigers.
Yeah, fair
I
enough.
just think Andre Pollard is on top form at the moment, coming off the World Cup, back into the club scene, and he's carried that form over. And I just think he's so key to how Leicester are playing at the moment. So yeah, I'm backing the Tigers for that one. The next one, unfortunately, Saracens versus Bristol. Again, only can see one result coming from this, and it's been an emphatic Saracens win at home as well.
They're testing me. I said I would never back Bristol again because they keep disappointing me. But I can't back Saracen. Draw. I don't care. Fight it out.
uh,
You can
he's
fight it out
pulled out
amongst
the
them.
ultimate
Fight it in a
sort of
revenge.
joke.
Yeah, I don't
Um,
care. I don't.
and
I'm not. I don't like Saracens and Bristol keep disappointing me. So yeah, I don't
well,
care.
that's fair enough. The only game on the Sunday, your young Chiefs travel all the way up north to play the Falcons.
Yes, and I travel all the way down to Newcastle. I'm going to the game. I'm going to the tune.
You're going to see your baby Chiefs.
Baby Chiefs in training.
Hopefully
Yeah.
get another win.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Back your team's already in like full mode,
I mean,
but
it's
being
the golden
theirs,
rule. I think
it's
I'm
the
going to
goal.
back your team as well this week. I think Chiefs have been looking although not perfect. They've had their wins, they've had their close wins, they've had their big losses. But I think they'll have enough over this Falcons team.
Although I have played a shithouse card. Friend of the
Do go
show,
on.
Murray McCallum, who plays for Newcastle, has given me a
Yeah.
ticket.
Yeah, you do that a lot, don't you? With yeah, Sione Viano as well with Gloucester, fucking Glasgow. Yeah, you tend to do that, don't you?
It's
You're an
what I
absolute
do.
shithouse, Murray.
Love
Absolutely.
it. Before we move on to
Um,
the URC, because we have got a new tournament that started this week down in England. It is the Premier Women's Championship. Blah, 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 blah. Premiership Women's Rugby, sorry. PWR,
Yep.
previously Premier 15s. There's only 9 teams in it this time. 8 of them played. Gloucester Heartbreak defending champions get the bye this week. So 4 games. We had Bristol Bears getting a massive win over Sale Sharks. The old switcheroo there, like the 48 points to 5.
Woo.
But they had like all the big dogs out. Hannah
Yeah.
Botterman was back. Holly Aitchison made her debut. Oh, brilliant! It was just really good rugby. Saracens, yeah, getting a big win over Loughborough Lightning, 48 points to 7. It's just one of those things, in men's and women's, that Saracens just kick ass.
Yep.
Ealing Trailfinders are final in the Prem.
Well, in one form of the Prem,
In one
about
form.
bloody time.
And their first game up was their rivals. It was the London Derby against Quins. Very narrow defeat for Trailfinders. It was 22-17 to the Quins, but you know what? Not bad for your first ever outing.
Not bad for your Premiership debut.
Exactly. And then I got a full house this week. Leicester Tigers versus Exeter Chiefs. 44-27 to the Chiefs.
Oof.
Again, all the heavy hitters were back. Claudia McDonald was on the scoreboard. Gabby and Controna. Even on the Tiger side, Fran McGee from Scotland, absolutely tearing it up now at club level. Yeah, just good rugby. So, do you want to predict it?
Yeah, go on. Give me the fixtures and let's see what we're thinking.
Well, if it loads, why is it not loading? Please? Pretty please?
Please.
Is Jemma not working? I'm trying to find it.
I'll tell you what, I'll get up. I can get up quite quickly. Let's have a look. So next Saturday, we've got your Chiefs versus Bristol.
Oh, still back to your team, Chiefs, but yeah, that's hell of a game.
It's going to be a hell of a game, but I mean, just looking at last season, your Chiefs came so close, so I'm going to back your girls as well.
There.
Sale versus Harlequins.
Quins. I think Quins have been there, they've done that, they've won titles. Sale are still improving, they're still getting there, but yeah, not yet.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, Quins as well. Ooh, Trailfinders versus Saracens. Unfortunately,
it's going
it's
to
going to be Saracens. It's going to be Saracens. And Gloucester versus Leicester.
Oh, it's got to be Gloucester. Defending champions, first game, and it's
defending champions,
and it's at home.
That's true. Yeah, I'll back the defending champs.
And friends of the show, we have 2 Gloucester players, so there you go.
Right.
Yes.
URC time. I've been dreading this.
I have not, because I'm a very happy by this week.
Not because we'll start once again. We're starting with your team on the once again we're starting. Yeah, with your team on the Friday. Sorry, Edinburgh versus Bulls. A good win at home for your boys. 31-23 against the at the time top of the log Bulls. It was a good game. I enjoyed it.
Yes.
You know, Ben Healy again, just absolutely running the show. Ewan Ashman gets his try.
2 tries for Ewan Ashman.
In fact, he gets 2. And that big man, Duhan van der Merwe, you know, just doing what he usually does. Big Bill Matter as well gets over the line.
Yeah,
it was
happy days.
Yeah, I think it was a game decided by discipline and in which the Bulls didn't have much. Marius Coetzee gets the red card. Hennecom as well gets a yellow card a minute afterwards. And then Peterson in extra time, so it didn't really make too much of a difference, but it did allow Healy to go for a 3-pointer, gets a yellow card there. Big Bill Matter does get a yellow card on the Edinburgh side as well.
That annoyed Jake
White.
But
I do want to. What's that?
I'm saying that triggered Jake White.
Oh yeah, 100%. And Jake
Because
White, I mean, Christ, he's been there, done that. He's an absolute warhorse in terms of the South African coaching game, and yeah, he's got high standards. And
I think
yeah,
it's
you could see he
because
was absolutely.
I think it's because Marcel Hosea got red carded for his like shoulder to head on Pierre Schumann,
Yeah,
and then Belmar did the exact same thing. Again, it's
yeah.
a consistency thing, but
Yeah. One person I do want to shout out. We spoke about him last week when we had
yes,
Bert on, and he just continues to impress. Opens the scoring. Devin Williams
he was very good.
is the best acquisition, the best transfer in the URC so far, in my opinion. I
I
mean,
would say
obviously you've got
I would
views
argue Ben Hewitt, but Devin
you
Williams is
say Ben
definitely in the
Healy.
top five.
But Devin Williams has taken like a duck to water in the URC, playing for the Bulls. Obviously, if you don't know, played for the Pumas in the Curry Cup before. I also, a bit of a mistake, well, kind of a mistake I made. We are talking about Devin Williams and the Pumas players and whatnot in the Curry Cup, and I said I'm surprised Tina Stabia has been picked up by a big team. I'd forgotten that Tina Stabia had been signed for Cardiff. I only remembered when I saw him playing for Cardiff
There you go.
on the weekend. But I stand true to what I said because Cardiff isn't a big team because they're shit. So it's fine.
Jesus.
I'm sorry. But yeah, Devin Williams and Tina Stabia in the URC now. Just fucking doing really, really good. I'm very happy to see him. I wish he was playing for the Sharks, but we've got him playing for the Bulls instead. And yeah, it looks good. Looks good to me.
That's fair. Ulster beating the Lions. I predicted it. You were
Oh,
wrong.
I was devastated for the Lions, but you know what? It's a hard place to go play, and the Lions are doing themselves proud at the moment. So I feel like on tour. They
That's
are
fair.
doing themselves proud. They came close to you, closer than the Bulls could come to you. They beat the Scarlets by a point, and they come within a score to Ulster as well.
Overall,
Uh,
not a bad tour.
no, not a bad tour at
Overall,
all. They've
very good
picked up
tour.
bonus points in two of their losses and got the win as well. So now Nohamba continues to impress at fly half. Once again, probably the biggest loss that the Sharks have had. But like I said when we were talking about him last week, best decision for him for his career because he has absolutely taken the limelight, and now a lot of fans, sorry, are sort of speculating or hoping for potential
Okay.
Springboks call up for Hamba, which I would absolutely love.
Very exciting. And then we end it on a meh in Parma on Friday.
No, you say that, but you know,
Meh
okay,
because of
obviously
the
they would have
draw.
liked to.
Don't do draws.
Yeah, I know, but it's Zebre.
I know, but we all said Zebra comfortably to win in this. ah.
Obviously, Zebre beating my Sharks last week, so I still got a bit of a sour taste in my mouth about that. But in terms of perspective for Zebre themselves, backing up a win with then a draw. I know it's not a win, but it's just more points on the board for Zebre, and it's another game that they haven't lost. And you
That's
can
true.
see, you know, we spoke about in last season. We spoke like how many times is Zebre going to come close to teams but still lose, and they did it all of last season, and they didn't win a single game. Now they've won a game and they've also drawn a game.
They've improved. They have
So
improved. They've improved massively. You can see it just by
they've improved
how they're playing.
absolutely massive. And I'd argue they probably looked better, much better, um, for the majority of that game against Cardiff. But talking about that man, Tina Stabia, he kicked well playing for Cardiff now. He looked comfortable again, like a duck to water in the URC. Mason Grady as well gets on the score sheet. Obviously fresh off the World Cup. But yeah, great to see Zebre finally showing up, and it's just good for the competition now that we have every team. I say every team, most teams capable of winning games. Um,
I'm
we'll
not
go on.
listening to you anymore. The one time I fully backed everyone's team this week. I even backed Quince for Hard. I backed Sharks for you. What do you do? You get beat.
Yeah, we'll go on to the Saturday.
Speak to me, Cam. What's going on?
What's going on?
What's going on?
I will say, and I was chatting. Obviously, I was chatting to Borta after the game, and I basically, essentially, what I said to him is the same I say here: is that in that game, was probably the first time that I've seen the Sharks. I can see what we're trying to do this season, and when it worked, it worked. We were dangerous and we looked good. Still, more often than not, it's not working and it's not coming off, and we come so close to scoring, and then there's a handling error, or we try to overplay a bit, and it's still not quite clicking. I feel like that game was lost in silly errors, often at the end of certain plays where we come so close to scoring and then fuck it up for ourselves. And I feel like certain players trying to take the game into their own hands, also just sort of ruining it for us. But I will say it was an improvement than how we looked against the Ospreys and Zebre. But still, it's not a win. Back at home now, still getting beaten. We got the Dragons next week, so
they're coming off a massive win. None of us predicted. You need to apologise to the Dragons fans, because you said Ospreys are going to win comfortably by at least 10.
I did, and the Dragons won comfortably by 15. Yeah,
it's just not your week.
I don't really know what went. I don't know how that occurred, to be honest. I'm not sure what went down and what happened, but it happened.
Rio Dyer's back. That's what happened.
Yeah, Rio Dyer's back, and you know what? They're coming to us next week on some good form.
Don't tell me you're worried about the Dragons.
I'm worried about everyone at this rate, Murray. I'm worried about absolutely everybody.
I mean,
another boring game.
This was not lived up to the hype at all. The final last week was fantastic.
Absolute snooze fest. One try in the game, a couple of kicks from Jack Crowley, penalty and a conversion, and then Sasha Umgomazolu, another player we talked about last week. He scores the only points for the Stormers on the 46th minute, and then after the 46th minute, nobody scored.
10-3. Yay. That's it. That's all we need to say. Next.
Yeah, next game. Anyways, yeah, Munster get a win. Happy days. Glasgow versus Benetton. We backed Benetton. We did, and listen, I don't think they played badly in any way. I thought they played somewhat well, but Glasgow,
terrifying this season.
George Horn kicking his goals.
Kyle Rose first try,
his own try as well, and then converting his own try. Just stop, man. Stop being good. Fucking hell.
I mean, that back three of Glasgow right now is terrifying. Kyle Rose, friend of the show, getting his first URC try. Sebastian Cancellieri probably doesn't get as much praise, just because he's Argentinian. He's also on the wing. But yeah, Seb is fantastic as well. And Josh Mackay at fullback can find a space basically anywhere. And
just try.
Just what he does, isn't it? Just what they do. And lastly, we could leave it short and sweet. All the big boys came back for Leinster and hurt the Scarlets.
Yeah, what was that about? That was a bit rude. I feel like that was uncalled for.
Oh yeah, let's bring back Gary Reynolds. Hugo Keenan's going to
Oh
the
yeah,
Sevens.
let's just field the Irish squad. Why don't we?
What did the
It's
Scarlets
fine.
ever do?
Tyke Furlong was only on the bench.
Oh, that's all right then. Feel much better now.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine now. Absolute demolishing of the Scarlets. Johnny Williams gets a try, but that's about it. Sam Prendergast. Oh wow, Sam Prendergast. Sam Prendergast.
I'm glad they're feeding him the Sarn jersey now
Yes,
because
he's
you've
going to be
already got people that
Irish
discussing.
fly off. I'm telling you that right now, Murray. He's going to be the next big Irish fly off.
Oh yes, but the question
Jack
is he going to do it?
Crowley, Ross Bird, yeah, whatever. Sam Prendergast.
That's Six Nations?
debut for Ireland. Yeah, Six Nations debut for Ireland. Hell of a player. Hell of a player. To think that last year he was playing in Leinster's academy team that they sent to South Africa to get absolutely whipped by the Bulls. And now he's in the starting jersey and he's running the show like that.
There must be something in the water around Dublin.
Do you know what it is? And it just goes to show that a good academy system will do you the world of good because you've just got constant talent. They've just got so many streams of players that they can cherry pick the most talented, and then there we are, you're on the team. And now they've just got a whole team of absolute superstars.
It did make me laugh. It does make me laugh that people are like Andy Farrell's like a revolutionary in Irish rugby, and I'm like, yes, he's a fantastic coach. I'm not taking anything away from Andy Farrell, but Leo Cullen's been there for about 15 years longer.
Yeah, and now they're getting a bloody World Cup winning coach.
It's mental. Anyway, we can talk about how good Leinster are and how good Leinster will always be coming through the academy. But
Leinster to me what the Saracens are to you. I just don't like them.
Yeah.
Stop it. Stop being good. Let's get on to some predictions. We've got Cardiff versus Storm. Cardiff hosting the Stormers on Friday night.
We just got a better game than last week. The
Stormers have not been traveling well. The Stormers have been doing absolutely terribly on the road. I'd have.
God, say it. You're going to back Cardiff, didn't you?
I might back Cardiff for this one. Cardiff. I feel like the Stormers have been shocking on the road. Yeah, Cardiff to win that one. Edinburgh versus Benetton. Again, Benetton have a pretty tricky tour playing the two big Scottish teams. I imagine your boys are going to get a pretty, it's not going to be as convincing as maybe last year when they played you at home because that was just absolute demolishing. I feel like Benetton have come forward from there. So I think it's going to be a closer game, but I do think Edinburgh by at least a score, if not maybe two.
Sure. I'm actually really excited for this because obviously at home for the third week in a row, third Friday Night Lights. I don't know if my voice has it, and that will. I probably won't be able to speak next episode because I have got 2 games, but it's fine. I am really looking forward to this. Obviously, getting to see my boyhood club again, but I also get to see the boys. I get to see Seb Negri and Reno Smith.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, back your team. We grabbed Bulls by the horns last week. Time to hunt some Lions.
Yeah, it's fair enough. Talking about the Lions, Saturday we have Lions playing back at home, back in Emirates Airline Park, hosting Zebre. Honestly, Zebre have been. What's that? The Wildlife Derby, the Predators versus Prey. Listen, Zebre, I've got to credit them for how they've been playing at home, but playing in Johannesburg, and the Lions are looking very good this season. A comfortable win for the Lions.
Well, I don't think it's going to be comfortable.
I think it will be. I think the Lions right now are the most impressive South African team.
Oh, I don't hate it.
The Bulls are up there. The Bulls are playing very well. The Sharks and the Stormers are playing shocking.
The Lions will win, but I don't think it's going to be a runaway. I think the
Okay.
Zebra might have some kicks with the hoofs.
Okay.
Like,
Talking about the Bulls, we got Bulls versus Connacht, and the Bulls, I won't lie, at the moment are looking a hell of a lot of a better team than we are at the moment. So I feel like
everyone's a better
Connacht,
team than you at the
they'll be on
moment.
a high. Huh?
Everyone's a better team than you at the moment.
I was uncalled
Sorry.
for. Um,
But
I feel like Connacht will be on a big high after getting a win in South Africa, but I feel like they're gonna run into a brick wall that is the Bulls, and I feel like it's gonna be a win for the Bulls. I feel like it's gonna be like a 7-point win or something.
I'm backing the boys again. I like it. It's always fun. I love backing the boys.
I felt very conflicted watching Sharks versus Connacht because I was like, bloody Connacht. Oh, Byron's got the ball. Go on,
Yeah.
Byron. Like, it's really annoying. I'm sitting there
It's
watching.
worse when by the way, it's worse when you're there and they score
Yeah.
right because you're like, yeah, oh no. Why'd you do that?
If Byron had
Um
scored a try, then I would have been sending them curses over messages. But
no, I've got to back the boys in Galway. I've got to back Byron, like you
that's
mentioned.
fair. That's fair.
And Big Pete Dooley. I can't
Yeah.
back Mac because he's not there yet. I don't know what's going on.
Oh yeah, he's just still drinking.
Still celebrating.
Yeah, still don't know what he's celebrating, but he's celebrating something.
Maybe that Red Bull contract might be
He might
celebrating
be
that.
he might be celebrating the Aussies in cricket. So there we are.
That's fair. That's a good shit. No, because Byron's Aussie.
Yeah, but Byron doesn't like cricket. I don't know.
What?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Talking about I don't know. I don't know how the Sharks are going to perform this weekend, but I hope it's good because we're playing the Dragons. We're hosting the Dragons. Oh, we've got to get a win. It's been five games with no win, and it's
Surely
Dragons.
you're
It's
beating the Dragons. Surely.
oh, come on, boys. Like,
You know what? Just
I want everything to click, and I just want to absolutely trouse the Dragons. Like, I'm talking like a 30-point margin. It's not going to happen, but I want it to. Just
you
to
know
shut
what?
people up for a bit.
Just to light a fire under you, I'm going to say the Dragons are going to win.
See, this is why I've never really liked you much, Murray, and this is why I just think I backed your team. In fact, I'm going to reverse my
Oh
prediction.
yeah, there it is.
And I genuinely believe Benetton are gonna probably put 20 on you.
Okay.
I'm obviously gonna back my boys, and I'm going to say Sharks. I'm gonna say Sharks by 10.
Yes,
Got belief in my boys. I think we're gonna do the Dragons.
we've got an Irish derby next.
Oh, it's gonna be Leinster, isn't it?
Yeah. Sorry.
It's gonna be Leinster, isn't it?
I don't know because the last one.
No, Murray, it's gonna be Leinster.
Nah, but I mean, fuck it. I'm going for Munster. I don't care.
I'm gonna back Munster.
I don't care.
Yeah, I'm gonna back Munster as well because, like I said, Leinster are my Saracens, and I can't back them. So Munster to win.
Fair.
Yeah.
Valid.
This could be a juicy one. Glasgow versus Ulster. Glasgow hosting. Again, I see it going one way, and that being a Glaswegian victory.
Yeah, they're at they're still at home. Scotstoun is
It's
quickly becoming a fortress. So
it is a fortress. I think it was a fortress last year as well.
just Jemma said, "Absolute shithole."
Bit of a derby going on in the next match. Ospreys versus Scarlets in Swansea. This will be an interesting one. Ospreys getting battered by the Dragons and Scarlets getting battered by Leinster. So it's going to be who can come back from their battering the best. I'm going to back the Scarlets. I'm going to back the Llanelli boys. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Backing the Llanelli boys.
I don't know.
What color do you like more? Do you like black or do you like red?
Oh, that's not a good idea. Fuck it, we're doing a coin. Tails is Scarlets, heads is Ospreys. Call it.
Heads.
It's tails there. Scarlets win. Done.
Yay! Hey.
Sorted.
Yeah. That's rugby, Murray. That's what happened.
Well, what happened? We've got moving and shaking in the sevens. We've got
Yeah.
the Prem proper up and running.
Prem's looking very, very good at the moment. URC is also looking pretty good, but not for me.
And the girls are back, which is bonus as well. More rugby.
Exactly.
Not much else to add. I would say we've got an interview coming out, but nobody's getting back to me yet. Don't know what's going on.
Damn.
Since I returned from a holiday, just no.
I'm a year older than I was in the last episode.
Way!
I have aged a year. I am now 23. Look at that.
Go away. Act as if you're old. I'm 25.
Get a new tattoo as well next Monday. A certain outline of a certain Webb Ellis trophy on my leg with all the years that a certain team have won it.
We've not won it yet, though, silly.
Yeah, well, I know that.
That sounds quite good.
I have to put it on my leg as well because I need plenty more room for all the other ones we win in years to come. Because Razzie Erasmus is going to do the treble. We all know that. So, yeah.
What a weird way to end the show, but yeah.
Anyways, great show as always. URC
next week is
exciting.
I will try and get a guest host next week because I don't think my voice will handle. I could barely handle one game, well, two.
Yeah, I mean, you might just not want to record after Benetton beat you. So
you might just not want to appear if you lose.
I probably won't. No, yeah, you probably won't hear from me for at least several months because I'll be in solitude.
Every time you hear the Jaws team, you just no, make it stop.
Okay, that's enough.
Anyway, we're on YouTube, we're on Spotify, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok, we're on LinkedIn. Give us a follow. Get interactive. We want you to interactive. We want to talk to you. Ask us questions. There you go. Yeah. We can bring that back maybe next week.
Ask us who you want to come on and see as a co-host on here.
Ask who you want us to interview. Don't come up with something stupid.
I like the co-hosts because I quite like sitting here with the players as just chilling with them really. Just like we chilled with Byron, we chilled with Berta. Yeah, it's good. It's good.
We just chill with everyone that we've had on. We've had Ollie on when we went to
Ollie as well. We had him on. Yeah, that was chill.
Byron, Berta, basically everyone we've interviewed in the last 2 years, we're still friends with, and if they agreed to co-host,
yeah.
That's
why we're the best podcast, because what other podcast has Berta Chamberlain as a co-host? Exactly. So
we are the best podcast. It's just we don't say stupid things to get clicks.
Ooh, and we'll end it there.
Oh, and we'll see you next week. Ta-ta, bye-bye now.